I'm investigating a crash right now, so unless you need my help, please walk away. Thank you.
Have I committed a crime?
No.
Am I free to go?
Yes.
Then I'm free to stay. I bet you get in trouble a lot, don't you?
Have a good night, sir.
Are you a troublemaker? You are, huh? The way you told me, you know, you didn't care, but I needed to just move along. Oh yeah, what do you think Jordan's gonna think of that? I can't wait to show him that video. As long as
I'm a
it's
pie
chocolate.
guy. I like pies better than cakes.
So you don't ever like to have your cake and eat it too?
Oh no, I make cakes all the time, and then I eat them. Anyway, I gotta go. You have a good night, brother.
That was quick. He thinks he can just walk away. That's so funny. I've been singing your praises ever since I met you, Jordan. But Non-Weiler has no idea what he's stepping in. No idea.
Well, I could have told you that.
Yeah, he's a funny one. I saw him over, it was an ambulance stop, like a scooter accident.
Okay.
And, you know, there was probably 50 people on the sidewalk, and he's talking to somebody, and I walk up and get in position, and I'm just like, bam, right? And he starts looking at me. I mean, he does the 10-second look at the camera, right? Like, and I didn't say anything, and then he's like, he's like, you can be on your way now, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh,
or I can just stay here, right? And,
it didn't work.
it didn't work, right? Yeah, and Crummel was there too. And then,
okay.
but not for that. But then Crummel tried to tell me to leave too, at a separate point, and that didn't work. But what it did do was embolden some sheep into thinking that now they had a reason to get in my face and complain, right? Because you guys have the power to control them, right? If you're not bothered by me filming, they're not going to say anything to me
But you're
either.
talking about just people around.
A citizen, one of the sheep,
Okay.
right?
One of the people.
No, one of the citizens. The citizens are the sheep. The people are the shepherds. You are the wolves.
But how can you differentiate between the people and the citizens without
Well, look
really
at them.
talking to them?
Look at them. They're grouped up. Okay, so they're in the herd mentality, right? You can see them. They're all sticking close to each other for safety.
Okay.
That's what sheep do. And then there's me over here talking to a wolf,
Okay.
right? And all of them are trying to look inconspicuous because they don't want the wolf to eat them, right? So you don't see me in the group because shepherds don't hang out with the sheep. They, you know, look over the sheep, but they're not with them, right?
Yeah.
And like you guys are separate too because, you know, you're wolves, right? And wolves, they're pack animals, but you're with your own pack. Right, all the wolves are denned up on the corners here. You know what I mean? Waiting for a long-haired, woolly sheep to come by that looks like it needs fleecing.
Okay.
You know?
A long-haired woolly sheep needed fleecing.
Yeah, you know, to pull the wool over their eyes, right?
And she didn't say we're trying to eat them. I mean,
No, you're not trying to eat them. Literally, you're not trying to eat them. But sometimes some wolves get a little rabid and they just start killing sheep and leaving them dead, right, and not eating them, since we're sticking to the metaphor, you know.
Okay.
But, and that's when we have problems.
Okay.
But wolves need to eat, so you got to get some sheep. The shepherds know that, right?
there may be some sheep deserving,
Right,
perhaps.
sure, because they wandered from the herd, right? They didn't stay close, you know.
Right.
They stumbled, and so nature took over. You know, the weak, the strongest survive, right?
Well, and in my metaphor, eaten is arrested. I'm not.
Yes.
That's what I'm referring.
Yeah. But the wolves do not eat shepherds. Ever, never does a wolf eat a shepherd.
Never.
Never. You have no authority to eat a shepherd.
Yeah. What rules do wolves abide by? Are we talking about us or
The
actually?
wolves freaking know. In
I'm
real
getting
life,
lost in the
real
metaphor.
wolves, real shepherds, and real sheep, the wolves don't attack the shepherds. Why? Because the shepherds aren't vulnerable. and the wolves can tell. They sense vulnerability,
Yeah.
and that's why they go to the wounded sheep that's strayed from the herd.
I would say for the most part, I agree.
Yeah, they don't eat shepherds because the
Unless that
shepherd
wolf
has a
is
gun.
starving.
Yeah, the shepherd has a right to bear arms. The citizens don't have a right to bear arms.
For some reason, I feel like listening to
See, he came back. See, I drew him in.
what's his
He
name?
couldn't take it. He had
Yeah,
to.
he had to.
I
to
want
have
to
it.
listen to Lionel Richie all night long because I feel like we're going to be having a conversation all night long.
I've heard this guy really talk your ear
Well,
off.
he's hoping to get on American Idol through your videos.
Is
now,
he?
So he's auditioning.
That might work. That
He's
might work.
auditioning, so-
Yeah, that might work. So when I publish, I'm sure you'll hear about it, Don Lila.
I hope so.
I'm sure it'll get back to you.
I hope
One of
it
your
does.
buddies, they'll be like,
I'll get a phone call from Simon
Yeah.
Cowell.
I don't know.
no, you'll get phone calls, but I don't know if they'll be
Yeah, I don't
from
have
Simon
a
Cowell.
deal.
But there will be phone calls.
It's a good
Yeah,
choice.
I don't know how the people are gonna think about you telling me to go away that one day.
Oh yeah, well, but you stayed, and I was okay
You're
with
damn right I stayed, and when you did that, you lost your trust. Now nobody's gonna believe you anymore.
Can he get it back?
It's very hard to earn trust back once you lost it.
Yeah,
It is very hard. See, it's very bad to give an order that you can't back up. You have a gun, and we're supposed to listen to you. And when you give an order, it should be a lawful order that, if not followed, you're ready to put cuffs on that person and arrest them right now for not following your order. You know, none of these, I'm going to just shout an order and try and be believable, and 99 out of 100 are going to do it.
Now,
But
let's
that
be
one
fair.
that doesn't do it,
Let's be fair.
let's be fair.
I didn't yell at you.
I didn't say you yelled.
You said I shouted.
No, I didn't. Are you
just
trying to
said.
cop-splain? This is verbal judo. I've
He
seen this
knows
before.
the term verbal judo.
I've seen the book. It's an actual book. You know that, right?
Sure.
I have a video of a cop pulling it out from his passenger seat.
Where are you from originally?
My mom.
That's a great answer.
It's the truth.
It is the truth. Where was your mom at when
You
you
brought
when
me
you-
to come
when you
from a
came
place.
her?
She
was
was-
she in like Oregon
She was in the present.
in the present?
Yes.
No, that can't be true. It had to have been in the past.
It was a past present. At the time, it was the present.
Are you the dude from Quantum Leap?
Am I?
You might be.
I might be.
That's a good show.
That was a good
Terrible
show.
ending, though.
Terrible ending.
Well, I think we're all in agreement on that one. So,
How did it end? I don't even know. I'm just going with the
so you
flow.
didn't watch Quantum Leap through the
I
end?
think I've seen an episode or two, but
Sir?
I don't exactly
Sir,
remember
I
it.
hate to break it to you, but you just lost my trust.
Well,
You just lied to me.
you are entrusted with the public trust.
But you I can't trust you anymore because you
No,
already
you
lied.
don't need to trust me. Okay, I didn't take an oath to defend your rights. I could care less if you trust me.
Yeah, we were talking about Quantum Leap.
We were talking about Quantum Leap. Let's get back to that. How did it end?
So I don't, honestly, I was like, I think I was in elementary
Oh my
school.
God! No.
You just lost my trust again.
Jeez.
All I know is that Quantum Leap ended badly. I've read about it. I haven't seen it.
Corporal, please save the respectability of APD and tell me how
there's
Quantum
no
Leap ended.
There's no respectability with Quantum Leap and our lack of knowledge on the matter.
I feel like Rodney Dangerfield can't get no respect. There's no respect. No
That's
respect.
not true. I was very respectful of you. I wasn't interfering. I was quiet. I could have been all kinds of loud and hit you with the First Amendment. A couple of officers have been
but
slapped with
you
the
know
First
what?
Amendment tonight
That
too,
guy
and
that
I don't
started
usually do
yelling
that.
At you, saying like, "Get away from the cops!" I was like, "Look, man, just leave him alone. He's not doing anything."
I didn't see you do that.
Yeah, one of the guys that was a witness to that collision.
Oh, I remember
he
him
got
doing
into
that.
your-
I was
he
telling
got
you
into
about
your
that.
face.
Yeah.
We're like, "Hey, man, just leave him alone. He's not doing anything."
Yeah, well, Crummel incited that.
Huh?
Crummel incited that to happen.
Oh,
See, if you guys are calm an understanding of the press, right?
You're the
then
press?
Anybody.
aren't all the people the press?
No.
Yes, they are.
No.
Oh, you need to read the First Amendment. He needs, Jordan, help me out here.
Did you say they're the press or
Quiet,
the
you're listening
press?
to the corporal right now.
Because I don't think everybody's depressed. Did you say
You're about to
depressed or
get compressed. Have you ever been compressed? Have you ever been press slapped?
What?
Have you ever been press slapped?
What is that?
That's when you get hit with the presser.
The pressure?
The presser. Not pressure, my presser.
Dun, dun, dun,
Right?
dun,
When my
dun,
presser
dun.
swells up.
Dun, 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 dun,
What is a
dun.
presser? I don't want to know.
The more subscribers I get, the bigger my presser is.
Okay.
Right? So it's a good metaphor because we know what else that could stand for, right? But like you don't want to get into a pressing contest with me. You see, because you don't have the right to press.
Like military press or bench press?
Don't even do it, and don't try and impress me either, because that started the War of 1812.
I thought that was over milk.
No, it was over impression.
Well, you know,
The
you're
British
probably right. I
trying
don't
to
know a whole lot about
impress.
history.
The British tried to impress American sailors into their navy. Right? That's called impression, impressing. Right? So they would force them to off of the American ships onto British ships,
A lyrical word.
and it was called impressing. Right? And that started the War of 1812.
You should do poetry.
Because you don't have the right to press. You don't have any rights. In fact,
Only
you have
privileges.
privileges. You have one right that's not really a right,
What's that?
the right to vote. Citizens have the right to vote. As
You're not
per,
a citizen, right?
I could be, if I wanted to vote, I would step into my person and I would be subject to your authority.
But you don't want that.
Why would I? I'm one of
Yeah.
the people right
Can
now.
you go back and forth?
Well, you can't because you're under oath.
But can you?
Yes.
It means
Not
like-
just by saying it.
Okay, that's what I was
Not
gonna-
just by saying. Let me use it.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm jealous.
I'll use a different example
Okay.
that I haven't even used with you. A bong or a water pipe.
Okay.
They're both the same thing, right?
Okay.
They're
But it's
similar.
how you use it. Now, if you're smoking weed and you call it a water pipe, it's still illegal.
Okay.
If you're smoking tobacco and you call it a bong, it's not illegal. Right? So it's not so much what you call it or what you say, it's what you're doing.
What about
Right,
hookahs?
so-
Where do they fit into this?
Non-Weiler. So the thing is that if you're one of the people, you're not doing certain things.
Okay.
One of which you're definitely not doing commerce.
Okay.
You're not an immigrant. You're not a child. You're not on probation. Children don't have rights yet, remember?
Okay.
Right? Children haven't gotten their rights yet.
Okay.
If you're on probation or parole, you're a person. And you agreed to it. In all those examples except for children, everybody consented to being a person. Children didn't consent. They just haven't been given their rights yet until they turn, I'm going to say 21 because that's originally what it was, 21. And like they can, and still you can see that there is a 21 age limit because like you're not allowed to drink until you turn 21. But it's not 22 and it's not 23, and that's because constitutionally speaking, you don't have all your rights until you're 21.
Fair enough.
But they've allowed you to vote at 18
I have
now.
a question for you.
I bet
'Cause
you have a
see-
few
'cause
questions.
I see you down here all the time. And
All
I
the
really like
time.
talking to you. I think you're a cool guy.
Oh, God,
I
don't
wanna
spread rumors.
So I want to extend to you respect.
If anybody comes up to me, even one person, and they're like, I heard you're a cool guy, I'm coming for you.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
going to want to talk to your sergeant.
I'll tell people you're
All
not
right.
cool.
All right. Good. And then they'll
But
be
when I see
surprised.
you, I wanna be respectful towards you. So like, how would you like me to address you?
I knew it.
How would
I
you like
don't
me to
have an
address-
address.
You
Don't
like,
address me.
No, so I just like, hello, you. Hey, guy.
How about
Buddy.
just,
Okay. So you don't want me to call you by
No.
anything?
you haven't called me any names yet.
But I'd like to. I think that's.
I know
like
you
a-
want to really bad. I can see that.
Yeah, by
But it's
name.
not
really,
nice
really
to call
want to.
people names. It's
Well,
not nice.
Well, but
Non-Weiler.
like if you tell me what you want to be called, then it's not rude.
I'm
But
not
maybe
going to
don't
give
wanna
you
be called.
permission to call me any names.
All right, you don't want to be called anything.
no names.
Have you seen that movie Call Me by Your Name?
No.
It was an Italian movie, a coming-of-age love story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
Do you write book jackets?
Pardon?
Do you write book jackets? And
Book jackets.
well, he's a coming-of-age movie. I can just see this. This is the review on the back of the video or a book, you know?
Damn it, I missed my true calling in life.
You maybe did.
I could have been Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche?
Yeah.
Who's he?
He's like a...
Remember, he was an actor. I just remember him from like the Hollywood Squares show back in the 80s.
Oh, he was the host of
Valanche.
Hollywood Squares?
No, he was just one of the celebrities they threw up
Oh,
in
okay.
the squares there.
All right.
But he was a comedian.
I could have been Bruce Valanche.
Oh, him.
Yeah, him.
All right. But back to stepping into your person or out of your person, right? So, like anybody that works a job, when they go to work, they're in their person.
Okay.
When they get off work, they're not.
Okay.
But you are special because you're under oath 24 hours a day.
So you're saying, well, what about you? Are you saying when you're out here recording, is that you on the job?
No, I'm not using the road for profit or personal gain.
Okay.
That's why that came up, because he said I could get monetized.
Well, you said you couldn't immediately transition back and forth.
No,
Why-
you can.
Oh, I thought you said you can't. Like you couldn't just go back and forth between the two.
No, I can. You can't.
Okay.
Because you're under oath. No.
Okay.
I'm a person one of the people 24 hours a day. But I don't do commerce,
Okay.
right? Because I don't even need to engage in that silliness.
So you don't...
Right?
you don't-
I've
you don't
never
do
died,
money?
not even one time.
So you don't do money? You don't have
No, I
money?
can use money,
Okay.
but I'm not selling
isn't
a
that
service
commerce?
for money.
Like, but when you buy stuff,
No,
isn't that commerce?
no, because I'm not doing it for profit or personal gain.
Okay. So what,
Like that Starbucks coffee you got right there.
Yeah, I bought it.
You bought it?
But it wasn't for profit or personal
well,
gain.
it's for their profit.
And they were doing commerce.
But you,
I was not.
But doesn't it take... It's like the Israel-Palestine. It takes two to tango.
Well, there was no tango. There was no dancing.
Yeah, there was commerce.
No, they did commerce. I did a private transaction.
But part of that transaction is
It
being
has to
involved
be
in
for
commerce.
profit or personal gain.
So you don't sell anything.
No,
Oh,
that would be commerce.
I got you.
And nobody has the
So-
right to do
so
commerce.
buying is not commerce, only selling.
Well, if you're buying it to resell, that would be. Right? So if I bought this coffee
Well, yeah, because
in order
you're
to
still in the act of
resell
selling.
yeah. But buying it
You're
for the
saying-
purpose of, even the buying is commerce,
So
even
you're
though I
saying-
haven't resold it yet.
You're saying the mere act of buying is not part of commerce.
Right. I mean, otherwise, everybody would be doing commerce at all
And
times.
you need to be...
And then there would be no people, there would be no rights, nobody would have rights. Who the hell would you be serving?
Sir, I mean this with all sincerity.
All sincerity.
I think you should be teaching classes at the University of Texas.
The only one you can teach is yourself.
Then you should get a mirror.
I have one.
You could teach yourself
I'm looking at it
something.
right now. Take
I
off
was waiting for
that.
it to come
take
with
off that
something
hat.
like-
You know my head's shiny.
I know. Sarcasm is just one more service I offer. But it's free. It's not
is
for
free.
profit or personal gain.
That's important to distinguish.
Yeah, but technically speaking,
Yeah.
the First Amendment activity, if we're talking about profit or personal gain, like a preacher, okay, they can go out and peddle their religious paraphernalia
Okay.
and accept donations, and that's not commerce. Okay, because that is an age-old way of spreading religion. Right? They might give it away for free. No, there's a case for this to back this up.
All right.
It's called Murdoch versus Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And what it said is the First Amendment is in a preferred position. Okay?
All right.
And so it's an age-old method of spreading religious beliefs to go out and preach them. And in order to recoup printing costs, you can accept small donations. Okay? But the preacher's salary is commerce. Now, as far as the press, Okay, the press, generally, like CNN, they're not selling the news. So when they're going and gathering the news, they're not engaged in commerce. What they are selling is space on their platform, and that is commerce. But while they are pressing, while they're gathering news, they're engaged in constitutionally protected activity. But the selling of their space to advertisers, see, they're not selling the news to the readers. They're selling their space to the advertisers. The news is not for sale.
But isn't
news is never for sale.
Anybody that's employed selling their time for money?
I'm not.
Your freedom for
I'm
money,
not employed.
Right? Because now they're
yes,
subject
you're
to the
trading your
company's
freedom for privileges, for money.
To me,
but
I would say that is commerce.
Well, but you'd be
selling
wrong.
Your freedom and your time for money.
But
from a philosophical point of view.
Yes, but the line is in when is it commerce and when isn't it, right? So yes, if you're selling something, then that is commerce. Okay, but like the news, they can go out and sell a paper for a quarter to recoup their money for the printing cost, and that's not commerce.
Like you said for religion.
But they can, no, even the press.
I know, but it's the same like you said.
Yeah, but when they're selling their advertising space, that's commerce. But in order to press, you have to be able to press. You have to be able to provide the news. Okay, and so it's logical to recoup your small printing costs. But I don't have printing costs.
Well, and I noticed like you keep everything kind of domestic, so you're going by our rules, our laws. This
definition right here says commerce is the activity
of buying and selling.
Buying and selling.
See,
I don't give a damn what that says. That's not the law.
But
that is Google.
Isn't that the
Google ain't shit.
Of commerce?
There are lots of basic definitions. Person and people are interchangeable in street language. Okay? Like, this is the road, and all of this is the road in street language. But technically speaking, those are parking spaces, not part of the road. Okay? The improved shoulder next to the road is not part of the road.
But how does that relate to the basic idea of commerce?
Because commerce is defined under the law. Okay, and there is case law on Google.
Yeah.
Take that before a judge and see how far you get.
Well,
Google does not work in a courtroom. There's no Googling going on in court.
Well, to me, though, it's just hard for me to understand how you can have commerce without having the other half, which is the buyer. You know, it's almost like a yin and yang.
You do have to have the other half.
Well, yeah, it's a yin and yang thing. Yeah, you have to have both to have commerce.
That's right, you have to have both. And you're trying to eliminate the people by making them all persons and everybody doing commerce. That's what the government would like to do.
Well, you're saying the government.
Yeah. Yeah, because the people are above the government.
But
the people are scary. He tried to call me a sovereign citizen. He was so fucking scared of the people. That's bullshit.
Well,
the FBI is labeled sovereign citizens a terrorist organization.
Yes.
Yeah. And if he's trying to insinuate that I'm some sort of terrorist,
that was more out of jest.
Well,
you know,
that's some serious rhetoric. That's some serious rhetoric that the government uses. A sovereign citizen is impossible to be a sovereign citizen. That's why it's the perfect rhetoric.
Yeah, but I don't think you're for constricting rhetoric in speech, are you? Like to a point.
You don't have free speech. That was defamation when he said that.
I don't think you believe in that, though, right?
A sovereign citizen? I think police officers, a lot of police officers are sovereign citizens. Because they are citizens, and they think the law doesn't apply to them. Not all police officers. I'm just saying, but those are the best examples of sovereign citizens.
I would say let's define sovereign citizen, right? Well, I think in the terms of how FBI has defined this terrorist group,
a loose grouping,
sovereign citizens,
a loose grouping of citizens that file unnecessary litigious claims and
hold themselves exempt.
Yeah, they hold their own courts and issue rulings and try and like pretend like they're real judges and yada
basically
yada.
holding themselves exempt from
which I've never done
the
any
law.
sort of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do
But I'm saying
is
neither do
exercise
police
the
officers.
rights of the people. You're right. Police officers aren't doing
It
that.
would be very hard for us to ever be able to do that.
Yeah,
right?
you're not
We
doing
would lose our
what they've
position
defined
immediately.
as sovereign citizens, right?
Yeah.
But yet, it's commonly used as rhetoric. He pulled it out of his pocket real quick and
Again,
called
that
me
was
one.
out of jest.
Well, you guys have
Yeah.
guns, man.
I know, but we're also trying to be lighthearted and just be
I know.
people.
I
you
know.
talking to people.
You want to be people. You want to be so bad.
No, we just want to talk.
I want to talk too.
So yeah,
We can
there's some
we can
joking
talk. We
going,
can
you know?
communicate.
Yeah.
We can joke.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't always
Like
know
before, you
if
know?
you're joking,
Like,
right? Like,
yeah.
there's no but witnesses here right now, so it's okay. But when you do it in front of others, right, they take you seriously.
Well, obviously, if
see
we
what I'm
feel,
saying?
if we feel like we're on an incident, on a call, yes, there's no joking going on. You
Yeah.
know, we're very within policy. We have all of those guidelines to kind of constrict our behavior. But in this sense,
Yeah.
this is more
I'm not
just a consensual
I'm not really
contact.
complaining. I'm just saying that sovereign citizen is
Yeah.
a dangerous phrase
I know.
that gets thrown around way too often.
I understand
Right?
that.
I am not a sovereign
but in this
citizen.
sense,
but the people are sovereign.
Yeah. And this
They are,
is
right?
just a conversation.
I mean, are they or not?
What's that?
The
Sovereign
people.
citizen?
No, the people. Are the people sovereign? Does
But
the state get their power from the people?
Well,
It does, right?
Of course.
So the state is not really sovereign in the true sense
okay.
because they derive their power from the people. The people are the true sovereigns.
I agree. I almost think that they're reliant upon each other to an extent, right?
Yes, we're using your services. You're supposed to be protecting our rights.
Right.
You know,
give and
you
take.
have a purpose. We want you there, right? Or you wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I mean, we created you. We could uncreate you real quick.
There you go.
But you can't uncreate the people. And that's what you're trying to do when you say that the buyer is now doing commerce. Because that means everybody is doing commerce. And if everybody's
fact-
doing commerce, then there's no people anymore. Nobody has the right to free speech. Nobody has the right to press. Nobody has the right to bear arms. Nobody has the right to assembly. Everybody, all they can do is vote and remain silent.
Sounds like
A terrible world, right? But we're not at that point quite yet. But what you are allowed to do is to convince the people that they are citizens, that they're persons, through the Department of Education, which is also the executive branch, right?
Which is also highly controlled and manipulated by the very states and government.
By
that
the
you-
citizens. Because
Well-
here's the thing, like the citizens, let's say that somebody gets hit on this street.
Okay.
Let's say somebody gets hit.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, you're going to have crying mothers.
Yeah.
And they're going to be saying, why did this have to happen? This could have been prevented.
Okay.
If we just had more police officers.
Okay.
If there was a stoplight. If there was this or that. Oh my God. And so we're going to make another rule.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because the citizens, they want rules.
Uh-huh.
Right? And so pretty soon, but the government knows that they can't make these rules on the people.
Okay.
They know it, but they can't tell the citizens that because the citizens vote for them.
Okay.
People don't have the right to vote. The citizens vote, right? So they can't tell the citizens, hey, we can't make this law. It's impossible. It's unconstitutional. So what they do is they make the law correctly and they write, no person shall do this.
Okay.
And then they go and they convince everybody that they're all persons, that persons and people are the same thing. And they do it through the Department of Education over generations.
Okay.
And that's perfectly legal. The government can lie to us. Well, they can only lie to themselves, but the citizens in turn lie to themselves back, and they believe the same lie that the government's preaching. And pretty soon, after 3 or 4 or 5 generations, everybody's lost
And much
sight
longer,
of
yeah.
the government has forgotten that, oh yeah, we have this secret. We've been lying. right? And they start believing their own lie. And then they think that they're equal to the citizens,
Okay, so
to the people, that
Tell-
they're people, and now they have rights.
what is your perfect scenario? What would you want to exist or to happen as far as?
Oh my God. Have you read The Republic by Plato?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what, okay? It was
You
a
think Plato
question
had
just,
it?
no.
Okay.
No. But he was trying to answer a similar question to that.
Okay.
The perfect, it was called The Republic, but we have a republic,
Okay.
right? But it started off like asking questions, you know, what should the rules be, right? And they were like, well, we're not going to allow this. And then, you know, we're not going to allow this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that eventually they were going to come to their senses and be like, okay, this has gotten out of control.
The Omni.
What is it?
The Omni.
Oh, that's our hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
She can't never take my word.
Come on. It's just too much here for me to walk.
Just tell that poor man he's right, so we can.
You're right. Let's go.
She said you're right.
You're right. Let's
So,
go. Come on.
hey, you're welcome.
I thought he was supposed to tell her she's right.
Hey, look.
Isn't that how it
is a
usually
small
works?
Victory right there.
That is a very
A man
small
being
victory.
told he was right.
One small step for man, but one huge step for
You
mankind.
already got your right. So that's a victory. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So I was thinking that they were going to come to their senses
Okay.
at some point and be like, okay, it's out of control. We've got too many rules. We've outlawed everything.
Okay.
Okay, and they did outlaw everyone except for philosophers. Okay, but they never came to their senses. Right? So I am not a Plato follower, okay?
Okay.
I'm not down with Plato
So
per se.
you're thinking there's a happy medium somewhere.
I'm thinking I don't have the solution.
Okay.
Right? But what I do know is that we have a constitution.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't make it,
Okay.
right? But that's what we have.
Okay.
And so all I'm trying to do is show whether or not it's being followed. And
Okay.
I have read it and studied it and looked at the exact words used and how they were used. Specifically, how the word people, person, and citizen were used.
Okay.
Right? Because they are the three characters that were introduced into the story.
And you don't think that they were just used interchangeably. You think
Hell
they
no,
are
they
for
weren't.
sure different.
Well, okay, the word people is used 7 times.
Okay.
And every time it's used in reference to rights or powers.
Okay.
The word person is never used in reference to rights or powers. It's only used in reference to privileges, immunities, being seized, being searched, being a servant, mostly being a servant. It's used over 100 times, and mostly in the articles when they're talking about judges, the president, slaves, senators.
Okay.
You know, everybody working in the government is a person.
Okay.
Slaves were persons. All other persons shall be counted as 3/5.
Okay.
Slaves did not have rights, but
got
they
you.
were persons.
So
If they were people, they would have had rights.
there's no coincidence to
No coincidence. We
No
have to
difference.
assume that the legislators, or in this case the framers, knew what they were doing when they chose the words they chose. That's a legal maxim that holds, right? When you have a law, we have to assume
have to-
that the
I got you.
legislators knew what they were
I
doing.
got you. But and then what about citizens?
Citizens were introduced, but they weren't exactly defined until the 14th Amendment.
Okay.
The government defined what a citizen was. But before that, they just said, you have to be a citizen for so many years to be a representative, for so many years to be you have to be a natural born citizen to be the president.
Right.
But you can be a senator or a representative if you're naturalized.
Okay,
But you have to be a
so-
citizen for so many years. But it didn't say what a citizen was.
Okay, so you can be a citizen and a person.
No,
or
citizens
a
are
citizen
persons.
And the people.
No,
Either you can't.
no.
The
Because
citizen doesn't apply to either or. It's not.
the 14th Amendment says a citizen is, it reads
Okay.
as such, any person born or naturalized in the United States. So
Okay.
we know you have to be a person.
Okay.
You have to be either born or naturalized. and subject to the authority thereof. So that's the third requirement.
Okay.
1, you have to be a person. 2, you have to be born or naturalized.
Okay.
3, you have to be subject to the authority thereof. And that's a big one. And I'll explain to you how that is not always the case with every person that's born here in a second.
All right.
Now, so any person born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the authority thereof shall not be deprived of any privileges or immunities.
Okay.
Privileges and immunities are not rights and powers.
I got you.
Right? And see, we know that when the framers created government, okay, they created that. The people created the government.
Mm-hmm.
And they said the people secured the blessings of liberty to themselves. That's called sovereignty. See, you did not secure the blessings of liberty to, you as the police did not secure the blessings of liberty to yourself. You were secured by the people. And that's a money word, secured. Right? And the way we secured you was by charging you your rights.
Okay.
And that's the security. So we're holding your rights as security for you to do your job.
Okay.
What is it you say? You're like, press on. And you're like, yeah.
Press on.
And then you
Assemble
say,
forth. Legion about.
Legion about.
Sound off. Amble. Pursue happiness with your life and your liberty on your property. And for God's sakes, exercise your Fourth Amendment right as one of the people not to be in your person.
Whatever that means.
Press on. Yeah. Have a good day, Officer Fox. Press harder. Press now. Like, comment, subscribe. Spread the word. Right? Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I look makes you think I care?